What's up, good people? It's your favorite breast cancer survivor, Survivor Speaks, back with another video. So in today's video, we're going to be listening to the interview from February 19th of 2024. So if you heard this part of the interview and you're listening, please click out now and don't leave any negative comments underneath the video, because I'm sure that you've heard this part of the interview. And if you have, you don't need to tell me. I'm telling you right up front. This is for my subscribers, my supporters, and things like that who look to me to bring them the news. I just wanted to say that because, yeah. And so we are heavily invested in this case, in the case of Ziyah Harris. Heavily invested in the case. So over here, my supporters and my subscribers, they ask me lots of questions. They want to know, what's going on. And since I, find information to give them, because a lot of people were not into this case when all of this happened. Ziyah was a missing person, considered a missing person at first. However, she is now, unalived as we know it, and Jarvis Butts has been charged with her unaliving, essaying, and a whole boatload of other charges. So, shout out to 7 Mile Radio. He has been covering this thing ever since Ziyah went missing. But 7 Mile Radio, he covers these type of stories. He does a lot of boots on the ground work in Michigan, and he also, he does a lot of advocacy work, trying to help find missing and exploited children, the whole shebang. Just trying to get children that are lost. He's trying to reel them back in. So shout out to him for all the advocacy work that he does, and for being just so real raw with his podcast. So my hat goes out to, I take my hat off to him, and shout out to the 7 Mile Radio podcast. Mark, his facial expressions will have you on the floor, and his facial expressions during this interview was priceless, because he was just like blown, like I guess all of you will be when you hear this audio of Mr. Florentino Harris calling into the 7 Mile Radio show. Let me get into just a little bit. First of all, I would like to say I'm using this the audio under the Fair Use Copyright Act for educational purposes only, and so I'm altering the audio, the video to make it fair use content for YouTube. The first thing that bothered me about Florentino Harris is that I'm going to start from like the middle, because this is kind of like the most important one to me. Right. So I'm going to start from the middle and then work my way out from there. Right. So what bothers me was that he kept calling Ziyah Harris the girl, this girl, her ass. She didn't bring her ass. This girl. So you try to make it out to be something I don't think that she is, right? I think that she's something that she was groomed to be, as a child. And the fact that you can't even humanize her by saying her freaking name. You know what? I gotta listen, because I don't think he said her name one time. He kept calling her this girl, that girl, her ass. And so that speaks volumes. That's number one, right? Number two, you defended Jarvis, right? You kept defending Jarvis like, we don't know whether he touched her. We don't know whether it is real. We don't know if he did anything. We don't know whether or not he molested her. Well, essayed her. We don't know. Like, so it's just you was doing too much for me, right? Right about this Jarvis Butts, knowing that, and then you try to justify his first case, I guess. So the first case is supposedly he started messing with. The reason why he is an essayer is because he was some girl lied to him about his age and her age, and he had a baby by her, and she was 15 years old at the time. Lies, her, lies. Because if he wasn't interested in young girls, then we wouldn't be here today. If he wasn't the PDF file that they call him, we wouldn't be here today with this case. If he didn't like kids, we wouldn't be here today with this case. On this conversation, you called into 7 Mile Radio to completely go off so that no one should be taking accountability for the fact that Ziyah Harris is unalived at the time. You guys thought that she was missing. You couldn't wait till she brought her ASS home. But you were calling in because Shannon called in earlier during this podcast and acted a donkey. So y'all just out here acting a donkey, and the public is outraged at this point. We're now in January of 2025. And but we have been covering this thing since the preliminary hearing started in November of 2023. And then people are digging into the case, and some family members that have been doing their due diligence out here in the street and working, and you have a problem with all of those people. That's your problem. Shout out to Roxy Rock, because that's your problem. Shout out to Miss Janelle. That's your problem, because they're coming up, coming out here and, speaking their truths or whatever. And it was said that the lock and chain that was seen on the refrigerator when family members would come to your house, that they never saw that. But it's in all of the TikToks behind Ziyah that she put online. Like, there is a big chain, not just a lock. Not a small. There's a big chain that wraps around the door handles, looks like about 6 or 7 times, and then there's a big lock on the chain. Like, what is going on here? You're locking down food these kids can't eat unless you tell them they can eat, or you can't eat until I give you what I want you to eat. Baby, it is a lot. His denial is disturbing at best. All the cussing and screaming and hollering that you're doing, sir, it was uncalled for. Call and speak your piece. Yeah, you're mad because people are calling your mother to the carpet about what she did not do regarding Ziyah Harris being missing. A teenager, 13 years old. So that's a big problem for you, right? But it's the truth. And for now, we've heard your mother get on the stand and testify and, and try to act like she's just perfect. Nobody's perfect. She's not a perfect person, but she also got on the stand now and perjured herself. So that's on her. She has to fix that. Okay. So another thing that bothered me with this, when he called in, was that, he was defending that his mother not wanting to speak. And she has the right. You're absolutely right, sir. She does have that right to not speak if she does not want to. She does have that right. That nobody is saying that, right? But at the same time, as a concerned grandmother, I would want to be out there in the field trying to see what's going on. What, do they have any more leads? And what have you? So her not wanting to talk is very concerning. So you know what? That was at the time this interview was recorded, February 19th of 2019. I just got to say that again for the people that come into to the video, and then you just want to voice that underneath. No, that's not how that's going to go, because those comments will be removed. I'm already telling you in the beginning that this is an interview from February 19th of 2029. And we are basically going over what happened to Ziyah Harris. Okay. And digging for, what happened in the beginning when most of America was not tuned in. And so we didn't really get the disturbing information about Jarvis Butts until the preliminary hearing this month, January of 2025. So like I said, the preliminary hearing started in November of 2023, but however, they only had that one witness testify, which was Mr. Cordell Wright, who was Jarvis Harris's business partner. So he kicked it off, and then they did not resume until this month, January of 2025. So I'm just putting the timeline out there for you in regard to the preliminary hearing. But, Ziyah Harris went missing on January 9th of 2024. Okay? So, he wants the world to leave them alone. He has no concern in this interview about Ziyah to me. But to say, like, just throw little shots at Ziyah, like this would be Ziyah. Anything would be Ziyah's fault. And then you want to put out here these sightings. Oh, they said they've seen her at the gas station. They said they've seen her taking her flyers down. So, we are not about to do this. We are not going to be doing this. We are not going to be doing this. Do I believe that Ziyah Harris was going around taking her flyers down, sir? There is a lot of evidence that proves without a reasonable doubt. Let me say that because I said shadow of a doubt last time. Some people may not think that I don't know some law. So let me be politically correct. There is circumstantial evidence that can convict Jarvis Butts beyond a shadow of a doubt that Ziyah is unalive and he unalived her. Okay? So that's where we are going with this. So I don't understand all of the covering up for Jarvis. You're defending your mother. I get it. But you know what? She made her bed and she put it out here. She chose the lane where she was going to go. And that's why we're here today. And your mother, along with your sister, needs to be arrested. Okay? That's just it. And, nobody's going to bite their tongue and none of that. Like, we're just telling you straight up, just like 7 Mile Radio, he just was looking at, at the phone like you were crazy because you called in. And then also his faces was like, what? But then 7 Mile, he's, good at what he does. And like, he throws it out there like, okay, so this is what we are seeing. This is what the public is saying. And you want us to unsee it. We can't unsee it, sir. We can't unsee it. This is a baby. This is a baby. Having a baby. By Jarvis Butts. Your sister's boyfriend. She's pregnant. Ziyah's pregnant. Disgusting. She just had a baby by him. Baby is what now? 2 years old? Something like that? Come on now. He got a fiance. She got 5 kids. Then he has somebody that he supposedly bought a ring for with her tax money. And it goes on and on and on. And you and your sister keep contradicting yourselves in these interviews. That's why Annette Harris she's already talked enough. She's already talked enough to hang herself. She should refrain from talking. She contradicted herself in the last video that I shared. Because she said, oh no, my mother didn't allow them to go nowhere. They couldn't do nothing. They was in the house. And then she's like, those kids can go down the street. They could go outside. They was limited to where they could go. They couldn't go far, but they can go outside. So yeah, we're not buying it. And so the world is alarmed. The world has been alerted, and the world will be watching. Because Ziyah Harris deserves justice. Nobody cares about what you think, sir. This baby deserves justice. And the fact that you feel like the world needs to shut up and not speak up and be concerned and voice, our concerns and bring awareness using this case as education for the world. No, you don't get to pick and choose or decide whether or not we do that or whether or not we don't do it. Okay, so I'm going to just play his video for educational purposes and under the Fair Use Disclaimer Act. So I'm using the audio only. And yeah, just listen to what this fool has to say if you can get past the cursing. Every other word was a curse word. So, this video probably won't be monetized. I'm not sure. But yeah, because he does a lot of cursing. I don't know, he has issues clearly. And just listen for the contradictions. Okay. All right. So let's get into it.
All right. What's going on, caller? Who this? Where you calling from?
This is Shannon's brother. My name is Florentino. I was calling because
Florentino.
I wanted to piggyback off on a lot of the stuff that's going on right now or what's being said. Um, is well, first of all, my mother is not some woman to be made out as a monster. First and foremost, it's seven of us that grew up in a household. We was all raised under a sound roof. A mother who loves and cares and support each and every last one of us. It's nothing that we could not go to her and talk about. But for them to sit here and to make her out like she condones this, like she accepting somebody to touching or rape her grandchildren, I just this is some bullshit. I've been sitting here listening to this shit. I'm at work. Been listening to this shit since 9:30. This is some real funky foul ass shit at this point.
Okay, so let
The
me
day
ask.
that Naziah came The day that Naziah came up missing, my mother went to the school the very same day. She went to the school and she went up there when Naziah didn't bring her ass home. And went up there to the school and told them she didn't come home. They immediately dispatched the police to the school. They took the police report. They, this
So
shit,
the day she went missing, they dispatched.
they
They filed a police report with DPD, not the Detroit Public
they
School Police.
filed they filed the police report with Detroit Police Department. My mother got up to the school at 7:20 p.m. She got up to the school. They sitting here making her out like she's a fucking monster, like she's sitting back and condoning that Jarvis is touching or raping her grandchildren. I have sat here and listened to Kenya's ass. I have sat here and listened to Rod's motherfucking ass. I have sat here and listened to all this bullshit. Everybody want to point the motherfucking fingers at everybody, but ain't nobody doing a motherfucking thing. Ain't nobody came and did shit. Ain't nobody came and passed out no motherfucking flyers. Ain't nobody did shit. But everybody want to voice their motherfucking opinion about what my mother should or shouldn't be doing. She got on that motherfucking air. She said what the fuck she said to the press, and that's all the fuck it should be at the end of the motherfucking day. She loved her grandchildren just like she loved us. She raised seven kids. She will go to the moon and back for each and every last one of us. Ain't no motherfucking molestation going on in that house. I wasn't gonna even say nothing, but this whole thing from the beginning to the end has pissed me off. From even yesterday's live has pissed me the fuck off. Yes, my mother didn't want to speak, and that should be respected. At the end of the day, she don't feel like she should have to speak, then she shouldn't have to speak. She got up, she did the press, and that should be good enough. Let the police do their fucking job. Far as Shannon, my sister, and Jarvis, she a grown ass woman. Let her deal with that and let her handle that. I'm not going to even touch off into the subject about that. That's her baby daddy. I'm sure when she got with him, she didn't know that shit off rip. Anybody that's me, somebody, I don't think a nigga gonna come up to a bitch and say, "Hey,
Well, I mean, she said that
I'm a pedophile." That
she
shit didn't come into years down the fucking line.
she said when she was 19, he told her.
Yeah, she met her when she was 19. But I'm sure he didn't introduce himself as a pedophile.
All right.
This shit has pissed me the fuck off. My mother is not a monster. She's ain't never been a monster.
He can be in denial all that he wants, but newsflash, Jarvis Butts did tell Shannon Harris at the beginning of their relationship that he was a PDF file, and she decided to give him another chance since society gave him another chance. And those words came directly out of Shannon Harris's mouth. So before she laid and played with this man, he told her exactly who he was. She put those children in danger at 19. I believe that parents should have already taught their children about PDF files, essayers, um, um, Mohawkesters, and all of that. So, sir, we're not buying this. Um, I'm sorry about your displaced um, aggression. Your It should not be directed towards the world. You need to turn your face back inside your home and direct the anger there. Direct the anger there. Anger there. Your sister knew. That's it, and that's all.
There was no, it's seven of us. None of us was ever taken out of the fucking home. We was never in CPS. My mother never had a case on any of us. We was all raised under one sound roof. My mother worked two jobs. She was a hardworking ass woman. She didn't condone bullshit. And for family to get on the air and say that she condoned this and she condoned that, that's some bullshit.
Well, I mean, you
Because I'm sure if my mother didn't care about her grandchildren, why did she take the time to get the fuck up and get dressed and go to the school and to check at the school? Go to the school and ask the principal. Well, my granddaughter didn't come home. They called the police right then and there. The police was at the school within 10 minutes. She loved her grandchildren. She doesn't just own her kids. She never disowned any of us. And for her to get on the press, yes, it probably took a lot, but she never refused to do the press. Not one time did she ever refuse to do the motherfucking press. People kept calling and saying, well, we see Ziyah. Ziyah is being seen in the public eye. A couple of gas station tenants say, oh, we seen her come in the gas station and rip her sign off the window. People say, well, we see her on Warren, East Warren in Bedford, or we seen her on East Warren in Corville. We see her walking up the street, or we see her going in a couple of gas stations. Oh, somebody said, oh, we see her going to Nino's Market on East Warren. My mother's house is not dysfunctional. Ziyah never came from a dysfunctional ass home. Nobody in that household is dysfunctional. They made it seem like we come from a dysfunctional ass home. My mother is not dysfunctional. She didn't raise us in a dysfunctional atmosphere. And for Kenya and for Roz and for whoever else feel like my mother, yes, leave her the fuck alone. Let her be. She has the right to not speak if she chooses not to motherfucking speak. She did the press and that should be it. She's a concerned ass grandmother that loves her grandchildren, and yes, she wants Ziyah to come back home. If my mother was so dysfunctional, I don't think the state would allow her to even adopt two children out of the fucking system. My mother, yes, she's stern, but she's been like that for years. She's a zero tolerance for bullshit, and everybody know not to bring bullshit to her motherfucking house. You goddamn right. And I don't give a fuck about any motherfucking family member hearing this or anybody feeling like they need to comment on that shit. I'm bagging my mama up. My mama is doing what the fuck she can do, how she can do it, and what's best fit for her. But she loved her grandchildren just like she loved all seven of our grown asses. This shit has been pissing me the fuck off since yesterday live. What kind of grandmother will just sit back and allow and condone? What grandmother won't call her granddaughter out? She's doing what she can do. And if she chooses not to motherfucking speak, then that woman should not have to be forced to speak.
So listen, you keep reiterating on that part, right? And I feel like that's like you feel some kind of way about me asking her about like now for you to keep
No, I
okay
don't
well
feel like nothing about you asking her anything. I just feel like the comments, everybody, what they feel like, what my mom should be doing, what type of grandmother she should be. She's any damn grandmama that love her grandchildren. She doing what she can do. She spoke to the police. She spoke to the detectives.
Child, this man is he's a mess, honey. But let's get back to it. I just had to take a breather because he is wearing me thin.
a member of the family, um, is that when she was younger, right? She had CPS investigations of her own, and that's the reason. And that's the
There was
reason. And
never
that's
no
the reason.
CPS. None of us ever been in the system, bruh. This is what I'm telling you. No, none of us. Out of seven of us, we never been removed. Nobody has ever been removed from that household.
So why do you think the narrative is what it is as far as the immediate family, the extended family, and even the neighbors, who all share pieces of the same puzzle as far as the story, painting the picture of the narrative that we share, that we all see with this story. Like, what how could how is the whole world wrong? I guess is what I want to say about this situation. If you fending for your mother, and
I'm not gonna even say that the whole world is wrong because everybody is entitled to their fucking opinion at the end of the day. But like I say, everything that I've been sitting here and listening since 9:30 is fucking speculation to me.
it's speculation to you now. And the thing about it is like
It's a
it's
speculation to me,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
far
yeah.
as because
Because
who says that Jarvis touched her?
the say speculation means that
Nobody
you
knows
don't
if Jarvis
know.
actually touched
Right, right,
Ziyah.
right. I'm about to say you don't know for sure or not, right? And
Nobody knows for sure. But since I've been listening to this live since 9:30, it seemed like everybody know they fucking facts, and then nobody has got no proof about if this girl been touched or if Jarvis is the cause and the reason or why this girl is missing. Whatever he did back in the day, or however he catch this rape case, or however the scenario plays out about his personal life, I'm sure he did time. I'm sure the girl, the young lady who came forward, her daughter came forward a year ago and said that, yes, my mother lied about her age. My dad did his time. My mother was 15 when her and Jarvis met. He did his time. I don't feel like why motherfuckers should have to go and dig up old ass shit on motherfuckers. Is he out here raping and molesting children now? I
yeah,
can't answer that.
that's what's in question. Shit. I mean, and if he got a track
That's
record
the
of it
question.
before,
The question is what I feel like this is at this point in time, Ziyah is missing. That's all we really should be focusing on
right,
is trying to find my niece so we can bring her ass back home.
right. But I guess within
And
trying to
then
find her,
everything else we can deal with after that.
yeah, I guess it's almost like a reverse search, right? Within trying to find her, we're trying to figure out what happened to her and in whose hands she was, right? So I guess that's what leads us into all of these questions that we have about this Jarvis individual. So he comes up in the conversation of where she could be and why. So that's why he's relevant to the conversation. It's not like we're diverting away from looking for her by inserting him into the conversation. I mean, he's part of the conversation in regards to. I mean, as far as the court of public opinion is concerned. So that's what that is. I don't believe that people are diverting away from anything in the search, right? I mean, I don't imagine that the 500 people that's watching this live right now would be boots on the ground right now at 1:36 in the morning. Even though it is that important to us, right? This is again, we are investing our time and energy and efforts right now, and doing what we can in the space that we're in to try to develop some answers. But I agree with you, and I agree with Shannon and everybody else when they say that finding her is the main concern. But at the end of the day, um, these components that we are uh,
So, 7 Mile Radio is better than me. This man he needs to get a clue. Um, just because your mother didn't get her children taken out of the home, she had a CPS case. You can have a CPS case without taking the children out of the home. And all of the defending of Jarvis first, and then deciding to go back and be like, maybe I should rethink what I said. But, sir, you're angry with the wrong people. The wrong people share the same bloodline with you. I know you don't want to think that your mother would have let something like this go on. She was definitely complicit. Ziyah Harris was a young, vulnerable, vulnerable girl who got taken advantage of by your sister's boyfriend, of which she had 5 children with, the youngest being born after this case was brought to light. So stop, please.
whether it be within this family with this girl when we find her, or in other people's families. So that's I guess what the conversation. I know what the conversation is about. But I mean, I appreciate you, voicing your opinion and speaking your side of things because that's what this platform is about. And that's why I opened the phone line and allowed everybody from each side of the family, from all sides of the spectrum, to voice their opinions and say what they had to say about this situation. So, I appreciate you sharing your feelings with us tonight.
I'm sitting here looking at motherfuckers saying, well, why are you so angry? I'm angry because of the fact is that it's a little girl that's missing. But y'all so worried about focusing on what my mother, as a grandmother, what she should or shouldn't be doing. Y'all been trying to comfort her ever since this whole motherfucking thing even had jumped the fuck off. She's not that type of woman to sit back and allow and to condone some bullshit. I'm sorry to have to say that. She's a better woman than that to allow somebody to touch her grandchildren and think they just gonna get away with it. I have sat back and I have listened to this live yesterday and today. They talking about something. My older sister was in a crack house at 11 years old. She was pregnant. Drugs and shit didn't come later on down the life until she got much older. Let my older sister Kenyatta, I'm not going to call her lady, and I'm not going to call her Chantel. I'm going to call her by her government name, Kenyatta. Kenyatta was never in a crack house. When she gave birth to both of her children, she was way much older than what she is. Talking about something, she was in a crack house at 11 years old. She was never in a motherfucking crack house at no 11 years old. Yes, my sister is going through some troubles right now in her life. But who don't? Who don't have motherfucking troubles? Everybody always got an opinion about something, but I guarantee you, if everybody on this motherfucking live look in their own motherfucking closets, I guarantee you, if you push them rusty, dusty ass clothes to the motherfucking side, I guarantee you, everybody on this motherfucking live will find something that they got to deal with in their life. So stop coming from my family like we some motherfucking monsters. Like we just sit back and we condone this bullshit. Because there nobody ain't condoning no rape. Ain't nobody condoning motherfuckers being pedophiles and molesters touching children. I wasn't going to even say nothing, but I couldn't even hold my fucking mule because this whole fucking life has pissed me off since 9:30. I can't sit back no more and hold my fucking tongue in this bullshit, especially when it comes to my mother. Because we're not made out to be sick individuals. Nobody is covering up anything. Ain't nobody lying about anything. Ain't nobody telling the kids to not say this and not say that, covering up shit. Ain't nobody telling the kids nothing. If Shannon says she don't know, then she don't motherfucking know. I don't feel like motherfuckers should be interrogated about a situation that he really is out of her fucking hands at this point. Let the Lord deal with Jarvis' ass. Let them question him. That's why his ass is down here locked the fuck up at this point. But if it is, and if he did do something, then yes, he needs to be convicted about the shit. I'm not going to sit up here and say that he don't need to be convicted. Yes, he needs to be convicted, and the Lord needs to deal with him accordingly. But from what my knowledge is, none of my nieces and nephews ever been touched. And I don't think Jarvis is that fucking sick in the brain to fuck with his own kids. And as for my sister, I'm bagging her up at this point. Yeah, she probably was on here and she was talking because I listened to her. She came on here. Yeah, she probably was a little shook up. She probably is teared up about this shit. But who the fuck can say that she don't have feelings or she's not feeling some type of way about the situation or feeling some type of way because her baby daddy is mixed and tangled all up in this bullshit? I feel like people are coming for my family, and I feel like motherfuckers need to stop. If you're not gonna be a help to the problem, trying to help find this girl, so then I'm gonna just respectfully ask you to shut the fuck up. Get back, shut the fuck up, mind your own business, and pretend like shit not motherfucking happening.
I don't know if we can pretend like it ain't happening, but
I'm just saying, just don't pretend like it's motherfucking happening because everybody want to focus on what motherfuckers should or shouldn't be doing. We doing what we can do. We getting out. We passing out flyers. We knocking on doors. We asking motherfuckers, have you seen this little girl? We doing our homework as a family that cares about our loved ones. And as Naziyah's uncle, I'm going to stand firmly and I'm going to bag my mother up. I'm going to bag my family up because we doing what the fuck we can do. And if a motherfucker don't like that, well, too goddamn bad. You can kiss each and every last one of our motherfucking asses. That's all I got to say. I have a good night.
all right.
So at the end of the day, I just know, no, that Mr. Florentino did not invite us to kiss his broke back mouth. And at the end of the day, this case is about Ziyah. It's not about any of us, but we are interested in in seeing that Jarvis Butts is brought to justice along with Florentino's sister Shannon Harris and her mother Annette Harris. And if he knew anything and it comes out, then you need to be arrested as well, because you on here just ears swinging for your mother, and I get it, but at the same time you're not showing any compassion. You didn't show any compassion, any care, or anything about the whereabouts of Za'niyah Harris, regardless to whether she was alive or unalive. And as you all may know, her remains have still not been found, so she still is missing. However, there is enough circumstantial evidence to convict Jarvis Butts for unaliving her. The evidence did show that the liquid found on her her hoodie that she had on the day that she went missing came back with Jarvis's DNA, also Naziyah's DNA, and that the DNA that was found, the liquid that was found on her hoodie was determined to be blood. So we do know that, like I said, as of March 7th, he's going to have a pre-trial and calendar conference hearing. So we will be live streaming that right here on Survivor Speaks. And so I just wanted to bring you this video and to it's just a mess. So I'm going to get ready to get out here. I'm just going live later on. I may not be get around to doing that, but Flesh of the Gods will be live at 8, and we will be over there. I will be adding his link to this video so you can come over there and join in on the conversation with what he's live streaming, and also you can get your life, because he does so many interactive things with his computer. So yeah, so that one. So until next time, I have to end the show this way, because it wouldn't be me if I didn't end the show by raising awareness that men can get breast cancer too. Because of the stigma associated with the word breast, we've started using the term peck and or chest cancer. So let's continue to break the stigma and spread awareness. And to my ladies, please make sure that you are getting your mammograms, filling up on your boobies to make sure that you are all right. All right. And don't you dare let anyone come into your house and disturb the peace that passes all understanding. I am Survivor Speaks, and I'll see you in the next live stream or on the next video or in the next video upload. Turn on all those notifications so that you'll know when I do go live or when I upload a live stream. Please hit this like button and subscribe, share. Sharing is caring, bringing awareness to everyone. Yes, this is a video that an interview recorded on February 19th of 2024. And I would be happy to see what this brother thinks today. So we're out of here. Go ahead, get the mammograms. Do your boobies. Make sure you're all right. Hey. So signing out, your favorite breast cancer survivor. Survivor Speaks. Peace. Or any